Hello guys, what's up? I am GojiFan98's and welcome back for another new video for today. Today I'm going to continue on for the next episode of GojiFan98's Kong-A-Thon. Today I'm going to take a look at the sequel to 1976 remake of King Kong film with King Kong Lives. This is my all-time favorite film, but everything all about it is just alright for my opinion. And yes, I know a lot of fans are not a big fan of this movie. This is why we're come here to share our opinion about the movie. Whatever if we like it or we don't like it. That's our opinion. Anyway, let's talk about his history about this movie. After 1976 Kong film was successful in the box office in America, the same director who made this movie had to come up with another idea for a sequel to this project, but it takes them 10 years to find the idea. Now, there was a problem for at the time. There was a development idea for a King Kong list, which is I'm going to tell you about it from this book here, Kong-A The Lost Films of Skull Island by John May. Which is I'll tell you about the development of King Kong list that was meant to happen at the time. Concept story, but everything is in this book will tell me. Well, there are a lot of different ideas that was meant to happen at the time for a different development story for King Kong List's idea. With the same production guys, Dino De Laurentiis, where they want to make the sequel idea called King Kong vs. Orca about Kong to face against a killer whale. But that never happened. Even there was another idea called King Kong in Moscow, Daughter of King Kong, Queen Kong, and the other idea. So, But to me about the other ideas, it may not be a great idea for my thoughts about that. So, until King Kong List was finally started with the same director who made the last movie, and the music, once again, but it's not John Barry this time, but it's composed by the other guy named John Scott who composed this movie. And like I said, this movie is a sequel to the last movie, and in retcon version, where after Kong survived his fall for World Trade Center building, he actually in coma. A 10-year in coma? A little fun fact that I think that when I took a lot of research, the idea to have a Kong survive his fall was actually comes from the idea from Wilson O'Brien's idea, where Son of Kong never happened, where Kong survived his fall in the Empire State Building, and take it back to Skull Island, and then later recaptured by Carl Devin to face against the Frankenstein monster from King Kong vs. Frankenstein idea. That must be paid a tribute to this idea. I like to have it start from the flashback to set up a retcon of it, and then we cut to her in Georgia and interested, that place where they would catch Kong there. They had to replace his biological heart to a mechanical one. But they were found that there was no other species for like Kong until it was discovered by Hank Mitchell, played by Brian Kerwin. He discovered the existence of the Lady Kong. The Lady Kong was the first time ever to have a female version of King Kong, where this one, Kong actually finally found his mate of the same size as he is. Wow, that's really amazing. Really cool idea. And we introduced a doctor lady who was operating the idea about a mechanical heart into Kong's heart, to his body, was Dr. Amy Franklin, played by Linda Hamilton. If you may recognize that actress who was playing Sarah Connor in Terminator franchise movie, Linda did an amazing job portraying Dr. Amy Franklin, and Brian did amazing portrays Hank Mitchell, who discovered the Lady Kong. Like in the previous film, they actually had a guide in suit technique for both Kong and Lady Kong. King Kong in this movie is played by Peter Elliott. And I don't know who was the other suit actor who plays the Lady Kong. And we introduce our military ruthless guy named Colonel Neville, played by John Ashton. This character, he was ruthless and he doesn't listen to you following order. But he does capture Lady Kong, but Kong somehow unaffected with a gas that was going to knock him out. I think that he must be muted somehow. Kind of like the way he was unaffected with radiation in King Kong Escapes movie. And one of my favorite parts in this movie where when Lady Kong and Kong were in a honeymoon ranch, Kong was going to give it to Lady Kong for her critters to eat by giving it a snake. Then she's just afraid of a snake, telling Kong to put it down. Yes, just like the way Indiana Jones was afraid of a snake. Well, me, I don't like snakes. I'm afraid of the snakes, because I'm afraid they will bite. Well, it depends on different snakes, whether it's not venom or venomous. Well, I just don't like snakes. I'm not a big fan of snakes. So, and toward the end, Lady Kong was actually pregnant with Kong's kid, but until when the military once again were into a battle against Kong, Kong decided he has to protect Lady Kong until the end. And then he finally took down that ruthless guy. After he killed that guy, he just smiled like, I got you. But until we introduced that baby Kong, that he was the son of Kong and Lady Kong. Aww, I really love that little guy. But this is the first time and only that Kong ever seen his kid till he dies again. Okay, this really doesn't make any sense. Why would they give it the title as King Kong Lives? Since he lived again and then he dies. Again. What in the world is going on with this idea? And also there was supposed to be followed up called The Adventures of Kid Kong, but that never happened because due to the box office was disappointed for King Kong Lives. So they scrapped that at the time, but this is the last time we ever seen Kong in the guide and suit technique. Until the 1990s comes around, Toho wanted to consider having a remake of King Kong vs. Godzilla for the Heisei series in 1991 and the 1994 version. For 91 version, where, according to Shinichi Nishikawa, said that Kong will fell in love with a human female scientist who later turned Kong to a cyborg, as Cyber Kong. But this idea never happened because due to Turner Entertainment, who is now rights in the King Kong character, demand Toho a lot of money. So the idea never happened until the idea of having any female character turn to monster character into a cyborg will be useful for King Ghidorah, for Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah in 1991 instead. Toho was also considering having another version of that movie of Godzilla vs. King Kong idea. Was supposed to be intended to release in 1994. Rumors said it had to be have Anguirus going to be in it. But it has never happened. I believe it must be still have a license cost for Turner Entertainment still. So, but until we finally get to have a rematch of King Kong vs. Godzilla finally happen from Legendary Pictures in 2021's Godzilla vs. Kong. Well, we've been waiting for that rematch for a very long time, ever since the original. Even after when you're a new fan who saw the original and wanted to demand a remake. Like, come on, guys, give us a remake of King Kong vs. Godzilla, please! But this will be the last time we've ever seen King Kong movie in a live action for a while. Until 2005 will come around. For Peter Jackson's King Kong remake, which is I'm going to get there all the way. And we will head off to the first animated King Kong film in 1998, that's my birth year. So, that's all I have to say for King Kong Lives. Stay tuned to the next episode. I'm going to talk about The Mighty Kong, the first animated King Kong film, and the musical adaptation of the original Kong. Stay tuned for that, and I will always stay with you fans, and GojiFan98's will always be here for more, and do more videos in the future. So, yeah. And stay with you fans, as always. Oh, yeah. One more thing before I can go. The King Kong's roar is very different than this one. In the last movie, he was using a staunch roar from Universal monster, like from the Deadly Mantis and the T-Rex from the Land Unknown, and many others. But also, that roar can also briefly heard in Godzilla vs. Kong, where Kong first entered the temple in Hollow Earth. If you can listen very closely, like, wait a second, that roar sounds familiar. So anyway, stay with you fans as always, and stay with King Kong fans. Bye!